follow me on Instagram and Facebook, I posted a little short clip of me using this cute little washing machine. It washes and spins, and then I hang it on the line over there. So it's been a major blessing because we were washing clothes by hand for a couple of weeks in some tubs, and wringing clothes out to where they'll actually dry within the day is it's a lot harder than you think. But anywho, I wanted to show you how I wash my clothes in this little machine, and if you're interested in getting one, I'll put the link for my for it in the description below. It will have the link for the Amazon in case you'd rather order through Amazon Prime, and Walmart.com is the two places that I actually shopped for this one. It will hold, it was the maximum, can't remember exact numbers, but I know this was the biggest capacity for spinner and washer both. I think it's like 11 pounds for the washer and 6 for the spinner. I mean, we've really maxed this thing out. So this is just one day's worth of wash, and that's only if, you know, we don't have towels, or I just did towels yesterday, so we don't have towels today. But yeah, just this basket is just 4 people, our clothes for one day. If I get behind it one day, it takes me all day to do laundry. I'm not complaining in a sense. Please don't take that as a complaint. I'm very blessed to have this washer. It's just very time consuming doing it this way, and it's given me a whole new appreciation for some of the basic things that we really take for granted. And I'm blessed. I wouldn't have chosen to be thankful this way, but that's what the Lord has done for us, and I'm blessed. Anywho, I'm going to show you how I use this little machine. I'm not sure if people, I watch some YouTube videos and some people use it a little differently. They rinse while they spin. I don't do that because I feel it doesn't get the clothes as clean, and I'm very, I guess, particular, so whatever. I start with rinsing out my tub. I just used this yesterday, so I rinse out whatever sand or dirt or debris that's settled down in the bottom. It has a little hose, so if you wanted to put this inside of an apartment complex, shower or tub, that's just fine. Some people put it on their toilet and just have this draining off into their tub, or vice versa, or whatever, however you want to do it. I have a PVC that runs so the water doesn't just spill right out here at our feet. I put some stones down because this is a very wet operation, at least for me when I'm doing it, because I'm kind of a mess. So it's kind of like everything I do is a mess. So the PVC runs beyond the picnic table and everything, so when that drains. So first I put it on, well, I got my hose in my hand, trying to camera and hose, and all right, normal, so that way it doesn't drain. It does have a gentle cycle, which I don't understand that because it doesn't spin any differently. I don't know, whatever. I fill this up. I'm going to fast forward through this. So I do a couple of pumps of detergent. I pour it straight in here. Normally I rinse out this cup with the hose, but since I'm doing this one-handed right now, I'm just going to try to get as much as I can out of here and then rinse it out later. I've got about, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of shorts, one being my husband's. And I say that because obviously his clothes is larger than my son's and mine. And those fit in there really well. I know you can barely see it because all the suds. Those will go away once it starts spinning around. And then once I put that in there, I just fill it up to the maximum amount of water, so it has the most room to agitate and move all that clothes around to get all the dirt out. This thing will hold about 5 gallons of water. That's without clothes, I think. Possibly a little bit more without clothes, but I've used to fill up those gallon buckets when I wasn't near a hose. I filled up the 5-gallon bucket, dumped it in here. And then the same for the rinse process as well. See, already gotten myself wet. It's inevitable. So if you do this, I would recommend putting it in a bathtub or in a shower, and that way, in case you are a mess maker when it comes to. Well, I'm also using a hose too, so that has a lot to do with the mess. If you use like a shower head or something to fill it, and you could use hot water. So I close it. Sorry, this is all fuzzy now. And this normally doesn't happen because I have two hands to operate this, so I'm one-handed and it's kind of silly. I just put it on the full time, 15 minutes. I feel that like that gets, if it's dirty, then it gets it good and clean. You can run a wash cycle twice. You would just drain it, fill it back up with soap and water, leaving the clothes in here, wash it again. And I like to try to just go in here and loosen all this up, see if I have any more room for anything. Just to feel, to make sure things are moving freely and whatnot, so it will wash, effectively, because that's the purpose of me coming out here doing all this, is to clean the clothes. So I want them to be clean. And I will come back on once I show you my rinse process and I get all this sudsiness off and show you how I spin and rinse, spin and then hang. As you can see how it goes one direction for a couple seconds and then another direction for a couple seconds. It doesn't whoosh it aggressively back and forth like maybe a washing machine would, but it does effectively clean the clothes, and I feel that my clothes come out smelling a lot cleaner with this process than it does with my washing machine at home or the washing machine I have in storage. So I'm very pleasantly surprised by the machine and how well it washes clothes. It's about to shut off, so what I'm going to do is I'm loading everything over here into the spinner. Now this says it'll only hold like 6 pounds. I don't know if that's soaking wet, dry, I don't know. I just shove everything down in there and smush it so it gets it nice and even. Now this is dirty. This is the wash cycle. These haven't been rinsed. I'm just spinning out all the dirty water while I drain the tub to prepare it for the rinse water. So I switch it to drain, and that drains out that tube there, out onto the ground. And then over here, I put this little thing here keeps the clothes from flying up and getting caught in between, so that is absolutely necessary. It doesn't matter how little or big of clothes. Sometimes if this thing is off balance, especially because some clothes have more water in them than others, it'll kind of rock on you, so be prepared to hold on to it for a few seconds until it levels out, or you'll just have to pull the clothes out and put it back in there to where it does level out. Normally for a rinse, I will just spin it for a few minutes, or before I rinse them, I'll just spin it for, a few minutes or until this drains. I usually shut it off and cut it short because I'm just trying to get the dirty water out. So whenever I rinse it, it rinses it more effectively, I guess. That's in my mind. I don't know if that's like some sort of rule or hidden rule. It's just the way I found for me that it works. So I just spray that out just to rinse all the dirty water down, and I lock it back into normal, because if you don't do that, you'll fill it up. I've done that several times. You'll go to fill it up and all your water's running out and you're like, why isn't this thing filling full of water? And you're like, duh. It would be more convenient if these were in, I don't know. I mean, I know this is a very basic washing machine. I'm not complaining by any means, but it would help if these knobs were in places where you didn't have to constantly, good thing I'm tall, and I have it sitting on my picnic table, so it raises it up so I'm not bending over so badly, because we had it on the ground the first time we used it, and not good on my back. Anyways, turn it to normal. I'm doing this one-handed, so please forgive the not being able to see that. Good. So I fill that about to there with my softener. Pour that in. While this is spinning, I'll go ahead and start to fill this up, and I'll bring you back after I get it full. Now that my tub is full of water, I might have to put some more water in it once I put clothes in. I kind of stop a little short just to see. Pull that out. The trick to getting this out, in case anyone gets one of these and they're like, I can't get it out, is I take my thumb, put it in this hole here, and then I use my other fingers to push to create like that kind of shape. I don't know how to explain it. That's why it's kind of bent in one spot, because I always bend it right there. Anyways, and then you just slide that out. There are some days where this gets so stuffed full of clothes and you're just cramming that thing down in there. Well, at least I do. And you can't get it out. You just got to push down on one corner of it like that until this back end pops out. And it will. It's a tough piece of plastic, but it's also pliable as well. So I'm just going to throw, these have just been washed and spun, so all the dirty water is spun out of them. And they come out pretty, I mean, if you let them spin for a long period of time, like this is up to 5 minutes it will spin, it'll get them decently dry, depending on the material. Some materials, like cottons and anything that's, holds water really well, you can spin it till your heart's desire and it's just going to hold water. And if you have heavier materials, obviously you want to spin them by themselves, which is best. And you'll get a feel for that once you start doing this. All right, put it in for the rinse, and I just run the rinse 12 minutes. I check the water and see how it looks, and if it looks pretty decent, I'll cut the rinse cycle short and then just spin it out. Now while that is going, I just make sure that all my pens are movable. You can make them, in case people haven't hung clothes before, you can make your pens movable by putting the line through the bigger hole. And I like doing that because I can shove the pens down as I go while I'm hanging, and it makes it a lot easier. And if I do that beforehand, my hands are full of clothes, I can just come out and, makes it a lot easier. We had to clean some rugs because it rained past couple days, so my rugs got really nasty with just, dirt and whatnot comes on your feet from the ground being wet. So I make sure all of these are movable and kind of out of the way. And yes, I do have a beautiful view while I do laundry. I am thankful for that. This rug is not dry yet, so I'm going to scoot it down here and just kind of get that at the very end of the line. It's pretty heavy too, so all right. So that's what I do while I'm waiting for that to wash, or I'll read a book, or I'll try to message people back that's been messaging me, and get other laundry sorted and ready to go. Oh, and I did make my own little clothespin basket hanging dealy. My grandmother used to make these out of old t-shirts, but when we were at the camp and the camper, because we couldn't come to my in-laws' property right away, I had to come up with something to where I can hang clothes. So I just took 2 old rags we happen to have sitting in my truck and a wire coat hanger, and I sewed the 2 rags together and then sewed that around. You can see how I just bent the arms of the coat hanger forwards and then just sewed that all the way around. So I have a nice clothespin hanger, and I can drag this along the line with me as I go, need be. So that's been super helpful. The rinse cycle has ended, and I'm going to put everything over here in the spinner again. This time it's going to be hung after this, so I don't mind spinning this for a little extra time, at least until I stop seeing water running out of the tube down at the end. I push it down really good just to get that all compacted. It's my son's underwear. Put that down in there like that. You fold this a little bit to get it in there. Close the lid. Now the neat thing about this is if this thing is still running and you open this lid, it has a break inside, so it will stop. And that way when the kids are helping me or whatever and they pull this open too soon, I don't have to worry about, their fingers or nothing. I mean, although they would just do it once and they would learn not to do that again. But it's nice to know I can walk away with the kids doing laundry and not have to, I guess, worry about that. Although I do tell them to make sure they stop it here before they rely on this. It is what it is. So, put this on for 4 minutes. So once this finishes spinning, I will bring you out here. I don't know how I'm going to hang clothes one-handed, but maybe I'll get my son to operate the camera for us. So I apologize ahead of time for that. So with shorts and stuff that has waistbands, I hang them by their legs because obviously if you hang them where the thick material is, it won't dry as fast. So for thinner stuff like this, I'll just fold over the whole leg of the shorts and put one pin in each leg. And it's nice and convenient to have your pins already loosened on the line, so you can just move them down as you go and they're there available. Or you can use this. I just like doing it this way. So for the thicker cotton ones, sometimes I will just hang them like this, where it's just the back end of the leg. Hopefully you can hear me. For long pajama pants, same thing. Anything waistbands. I also hang my t-shirts upside down because around the shoulders and everything else, that's where a lot of the material and the seams and everything are at, and I noticed those don't dry as fast on some materials if I hang them right side up. So everything kind of gets hung upside down. And there, that's that. And to give y'all an update, as you can see behind me, we have a porch now. So no more lifting the dogs in and out of the camper, which is killing me. My poor Corona, he's so old and his back legs do not work very well. He has a hard time getting up and getting down. And so this is definitely helpful to him without having us to pick him up. And I'm sure that hurts. I'm sure it doesn't feel good. Excuse me. Anywho, we put a ramp. Let me turn this around if I can. Oh, maybe not. Anyways, we put in a ramp on this side that goes all the way down so he can walk down it with ease. And then we put steps on this side, which leads us to... I'll take you down and show you the shed we just got this weekend, which I'm super excited about because it also comes with a washer and a gas dryer and a gas stove and some extra goodies that came along with the purchase of the camper, which was a blessing and a half. This is the stair side. Whew, I better watch where I'm going before I fall. And here is the shed. Yay! So excited about this shed. We have lots of stuff that just can't fit in the camper that this shed is absolute blessing for. And you can see my washer. Now we can't hook it up yet because it won't run off the camper electricity, which means we have to run a line all the way to my in-laws house, and you can't just get a regular extension cord for that. You have to have something that will be able to handle I don't remember how many watts. I think it's like 10 or 12, maybe even 15 is average amperage, and watts is like 2,500. I don't know. I hate electricity. I don't mess with it, so I don't educate myself on it past certain, necessities. So we have our, let me get over here. We have a gas stove and a gas dryer, which will be very helpful on days that are just, we're starting to get into our cold, I can't even say cold. It's like cold in the morning and then it's back to like, bake your soul in the afternoon. So it's going to be very helpful if we can get that going to dry the clothes when it's just one of those days where things are just going to be nasty. So I'm looking forward to that, but more so I can do like 2 loads instead of 10 in a day, which will be very convenient. And so yeah, that's exciting. We just got to get some wire. It takes us a little longer to do things like we would normally would at our house because obviously tools are limited. We had everything we needed at our house, and that's all in storage. And anywho, we're very blessed and we're very thankful, and we're chugging along trying to get somewhat back to normal, and getting everything working to where we can just do an everyday flow and not constantly have to spend time on multiple little things that have, that just need fixes, or what have you. Just operations, I guess. It's like anytime you move into anywhere, you have to get a new routine, get things put where they're going to make sense and work out for you, and all of that. So we'll get there. It is a process in which the Lord is teaching me a lot of things about myself, my kids, and giving me time to really sit back and take it all in and praise Him in it. So y'all have a wonderful week. Take care, and God bless.